Hi boys, today we are going to study a new poem called Chivvy by Michael Rosen. Now before you read the poem, we'll just discuss a few things. Do you like to be always told what to do or not to do? You mostly found the elders around you are checking you at every point, telling you to do certain things and telling you not to do certain things. Now the question is, do you like such things? Do you like to be checked all the time? It's a problem for children. I hope none of you likes to be checked all the time. Do grown-ups do this in your experience? When Michael was 5 years old, his mother took him to a nearby school for admission. The teacher asked, "What does your mother call you at home, child?" "Michael, don't," came the confident reply. Look at the reply. The child very confidently said, "Michael, don't." Like, what does your mother call you at home? So mother calls me Michael, don't. That means the word don't is always attached to Michael. That is the meaning. The emphasis is on criticism. I hope you all can understand what I mean. When we start our sentences with don't, obviously there is a negative picture in the mind. Michael, don't do this, don't do that. And if starting is like this, you can think what is the condition of the child's mind. To chivvy is to nag. Chivvy is a verb, and chivvy means to nag. To nag, to check continuously, to continuously urge someone to do something, often in an annoying way, according to the dictionary. This is the meaning of chivvy. Now you are going to read the poem Chivvy. Grown-ups say things like, speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, don't point, don't pick your nose, sit up, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet, haven't you got a hanky, take your hands out of your pockets. Now these are the things which we usually find our elders saying to children. The list is endless. Still there are many left. We'll read on the next page. The list is endless. The list of instructions, and these instructions are annoying. Why are they annoying? You can very well understand, because they start with don't. Either they start with don't or do this, do that, and so on and so forth. So they say things like speak up. Anything they want to know, speak up. And if the child is not speaking, they will go on saying speak up. Don't talk with your mouth full. When you have food in your mouth, don't talk. Don't stare. If the child is staring, looking at something, don't stare. Don't point your finger. Don't pick your nose in public. Sit up. Why are you lying in bed? Say please before requesting for something. Less noise means don't make noise. Talk very less. Shut the door behind you. When you enter or go out of the door, shut the door behind you. Don't drag your feet. How are you moving? Dragging your feet? Don't do it. Haven't you got a hanky? You need to have a hanky to wipe your face or nose. Take your hands out of your pockets. And next, pull your socks up. This is also one. Stand up straight. Say thank you. Don't interrupt. No one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table. Can't you make your own mind up about anything? Yeah. So let's go to the summary. So these are the instructions which are given to children most of the time by adults. Now this is the summary. The word Chivvy means urging someone continuously to do something. See, here you can get to know the poem together. Grown-ups usually have the habit of asking the children what to do or what not to do in order to teach them good manners. They would tell the child to speak up, not to talk while eating something, not to look fixedly at anybody, not to point, not to pick or clean the nose. Most children don't like such instructions. Grown-ups also teach the young ones to say please, to keep quiet, to shut the door behind them, keep a hanky, not to drag feet, and take their hands out of their pockets. They shout at the children to pull their socks up, to stand straight, to say thank you, not to cut in, and not to interrupt when somebody is talking, and not to rest their elbows on the table. They try to teach manners and rules of a cultured life. They also expect the children to think independently and behave nicely. So these are the things which you have read in the poem. Okay, now let's go ahead working with the poem. Discuss these questions in small groups before you answer them. So the questions are somewhat: when is a grown-up likely to say this? Don't talk with your mouth full. Now, do you know when do the elders say this to children? Don't talk with your mouth full. When food is in their mouth. Now, before writing the answers from here, you must find the answer yourself so that you can check whether you are right or wrong. We should have done this, this question answer session in a real classroom. But since here we can't do that, I can't get your response. I can't understand whether you have understood or not. So I would advise you to find the answers first, speak out the answer, and then check whether your answer is correct or not. So the grown-ups are likely to tell the children not to talk while their mouth is full of food. Next is, when are you likely to be told this? Say thank you. Do you know when are you told to say thank you? Yes, I understand all of you know when to say thank you. When you are told to say thank you. When somebody gives you anything, gives you a gift, or does any other favor, does anything for you, then you are told to say thank you. Now you might say that thank you to your elders as well as youngers. Anybody who does anything deserves a thank you. Now, the children are likely to be reminded to say thank you when they receive a gift or a favor from someone. That's it. Next is, when do you think an adult would say this? No one thinks you are funny. Now, this is told when they are not answering, keeping quiet, or avoiding the situation. Adults are likely to tell children, no one thinks you are funny, when the children are too shy to speak or perform before the others. Alright, now next is the last two lines of the poem are not prohibitions or instructions. I mean, they are not telling not to do anything or to do anything. I mean, neither asking for doing anything nor asking for not doing anything. Now, what is the adult now asking the child to do in last two lines? Do you think the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable? Why? You know, in the last two lines, the poet is asking, the adult is asking the child to use his own mind. Now, do you think the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable? Why? Yes, the poet is thinking that it is unreasonable because in the last two lines, the adult is asking the child to use his mind, whereas he has never been left free to use his mind. He has always been instructed to do something or not to do something. So he is not used to using his mind. He is not used to this practice of having the liberty to use his brain on his own. So all of a sudden, see, so far in the poem, the adult is asking the child to do something or not to do something. The adult has never given him freedom to do anything on his own. And in the last line, suddenly there is expectation of using his brain. This is the reason why the poet is suggesting that this is unreasonable. Now, answer. The adult is now asking the child to think independently. The poet finds this entirely unreasonable because the young child has not been trained to use his mind. He has only been trained to follow the instructions given by the adults. You can put a full stop here, dear. Put a full stop here, right? And so this is clear to you. Why do you think grown-ups say the kind of things mentioned in the poem? Is it important that they teach children good manners and how to behave in public? Yes? Yes. See, they say all these things to teach their children good manners. Yes, it is important. It is important to teach them good manners and how to behave in public. So the adults constantly give instructions to their children for various reasons. They try to train them to behave in a decent, well-mannered and sophisticated way. This, however, robs away their childlike innocence. See, they lose their innocence. They learn good manners, but they lose their creativity. They lose their innocence. They should not be made like robots. Like all the time say namaste, say good morning, say this to uncle, say this to auntie, say bye to auntie. Fine, but all the time when they keep getting instruction, they stop using their brain, and that makes them inferior in their feeling. They lose their confidence. If you had to make such rules for grown-ups to follow, what would you say? Make at least 5 such rules and arrange the lines as in a poem. Now, such rules could be, from your mind, you can make your own poem. You can write 5 rules. I am giving you mine. Okay. Don't dictate and impose your rules. Your ways and thinking is different from ours. And so are the times. Don't talk over the phone while eating. Please spend some time with us. I would actually give these rules. Right? You can make your own rules, children. You can write 5 rules yourself which you would like to set for your parents, for your adults. Right? And that is the end of the poem. I hope you enjoyed reading it. You enjoyed discussing the question answers, and you understood the poem. If not, let me know. Please give your feedback, and bye for today.